creating magic, you are it, be it. If you're just coming to my YouTube channel, welcome to my channel. I'm Julia. So I'm on page 46, and I'm really loving this part of the book. It's called Lightly State Your Desire. Let me just read you a small excerpt and then we will discuss. When you decide you're going to do something in your life, it's amazing how quickly it will show up and the way it will show up. After you've gotten the feeling of what it would be like to have what you desire, lightly state your request or your target or your desire. Say, I'd like to do this. Then ask, what's it going to take for this to show up in my life? Okay, that's really cool. And I love this idea of saying things out loud. It really changes the energy. Like, I actually will call friends and read books to friends out loud because it helps, and they're always grateful because I'm reading access books to them, but it helps me take in the information because I actually was reading something scientific, and they were talking about how most people, unless you're a speed reader, take in information like verbally. Like, you actually read, when you're reading a book, you're reading to yourself out loud in your head, and that's actually how you take it in, and that's so how I learn and like the way that I function. So like reading things out loud like helps me so much to like keep my thoughts straight. Otherwise I have some sort of, I don't know, learning disability. So I like to read out loud. Sometimes I read in my head, don't get me wrong. And there is a certain power for reading silently in your head too. But reading, saying things out loud has this incredible power to it. And so I love, and there's another part of this book that I'm going to do a YouTube video on, maybe even a class, because I'm really obsessed with it. But that's a story for a different day. But it says, say I'd like to do this, then ask, what's it going to take for this to show up in my life? So say it out loud. Go, I'd like to do this, and get the energy of what that is, and just lightly, not vested, not harshly. There's so much else in this book that you're going to want to read this book. You have to get this book and read it. It's a game changer, and it's great if you're brand new to Access and you don't know a lot about Access. This is a wonderful, wonderful book to read because it's going to give you everything you need to know. And I've been doing Access for 11 years, and I'm rereading it. I haven't read it for probably 10 years, and I'm like, holy crap, this is an amazing book. So it says, say I'd like to do this, then ask, what's it going to take for this to show up in my life? And say it out loud, just sit with yourself in your room. I do this all the time, and it works so dynamically. Next, part of creating magic is asking the right question. You express a commitment to creating something in your life, you ask a question, and you're not vested in the outcome. That's light. Okay, so it's like, ask for something lightly. Like when you ask for something quote unquote heavily, that's when you need it. You're vested in the outcome. It has to show up. Some things are going to show up a year after you ask for them, and you just have to be okay with that. The universe is going to take time to rearrange, and that's just part of the beauty of it, But we do function from need. We do function from the wrongness of ourselves, which I'm working on getting to allowance of how much people dislike themselves because it breaks my heart. But it's like, what's it going to take for this to show up in my life? So pick 5 things, sit down, and do this exercise with them and see what shows up in your life. Things that you would be grateful for, not things that you need, but something that would be an addition to your life and create it as a more beautiful place for you, not for anybody else, but for you, because you need to receive too, and you need to ask for you and include you in your life.